Welcome back to another episode of Investors Playbook Live. As always, you have your co-hosts Deshaun and Cornell. And today we're talking about one of our favorite stocks, one of our favorite companies, good old Google, Alphabet. They were in the news lately because, as we know, Google is a top competitor. At one point, they had the monopoly going when it came to search engines. XG's fell off, Yahoo fell off, Bing, I guess they're still kind of holding on, maybe. But Google had a lot of stake in the search engine world. And with that comes a lot of haters, right? A lot of people who want to not see Google be dominant. And I guess there are pros and cons because you want things to be fair when it comes to these companies. Long story short, Chrome browser on Android or Chrome browser or the Android, they were having issues with this antitrust case happening with Google. Um, so they were kind of going the uh, through the lawmakers, and essentially what they were trying to do was break up Google from Google Chrome, right? And in in Google's, lucky for Google, the antitrust ruling ruled in Google's favor. So the breakup did not happen. Google and Google Chrome are able to still operate as one. And with that came a huge increase in revenue on Google's end, right? We're talking, what was the number that we saw, Cornell? 230 billion in value. According to CNBC, Alphabet adds 230 billion in value after it avoided breaking up with this antitrust case. So, Cornell, go ahead, talk to him, man. What do you feel about this Google case, and how this is going to catapult Google or Alphabet even higher?
So as you said, this past week was really good for Google. That was huge news. And the fact that they're not breaking up, that would have been terrible.
Yeah.
um, but Google went up 11.33% in the past 5 days, which is crazy. As people look for like 10% in an entire year, for them to do this in 1 week. If you were in here, especially if you had an option for Google, you're up right now. You celebrating. Um, I think that Google is still a great player. Right now, they're at an all-time high, so I will not be putting more money into it right now.
Hmm.
But this shows that they are competitive in the AI space, which is, the it's what's hot right now because AI is constantly growing. Um, it's changing people's lives. It's replacing jobs. Everyone, even the biggest businesses like Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, they're looking for AIs to make their businesses better. So right now, it's one of the most important, if not the most important thing in tech today.
Exactly. So, just some history. This case started back in September of 2023. All right. So, it's almost been 2 years that Google has been fighting uh, for for them to keep Google as the dominant search engine, or the preloaded search engine on Android devices and on Apple devices. So for 2 years, this has just been a hanging, potential downslide for Google. So to come out on top with something like this, knowing that it has competitors right alongside with OpenAI, people are like constantly talking about OpenAI as the new Google. We don't even really use Google anymore, and we just use ChatGPT to search things. Google needed this win, right? And like Cornell had mentioned, the value of the stock shows that with Google winning this antitrust case, that put a lot of confidence in the investors, right? It raised the stock over 10% in a week, which is huge. So Google is far from done, right? It has its hands in a lot of different businesses, um, but it is at its peak almost, right? It's very high, and it's been slowly increasing throughout the year. So also, like Cornell said, I do think that if you are one of those dollar cost average investors, by all means, continue to put money where you think is best. But yeah, Google is at a very high peak right now. So personally, me, I see Google as a great investment. Um, but because where it's at right now in the market, I will be looking at other plays as far as long-term investments go. Uh, I have a bit of Google, so I'll just let that sit and grow. But with it being as high as it is right now, uh, definitely gonna look at some lulls that are happening in the market to see if there's a better place to put the money. But Google is still, you know, I mean, top 10 S&P 500. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere anytime soon, man. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
So, like, with the stock market being at its highs, this is always like a great feeling, right? And then these are the times where I get to thinking, like, what would be the number for you to just stop your full-time job and just live off of the earnings from like your stocks? And I know that you have real estate also. Like, what would be what would be the number for, I guess, that you need in assets? You don't have to tell me like the number that you are looking for annually,
yeah,
but just what you would want in assets that are producing more
yeah.
money.
I mean, honestly, I live in California. It's not the cheapest place to live. It's pretty much one of the most expensive places to live. Um, but I have been able to keep my expenses moderate. I do think that as me and my wife continue to grow our family, of course, expenses will change. But right now, I feel like given how the stock market has performed over the past, let's just say 10 years, right? Given how the stock market has performed over the past 10 years, I feel like my number would be 3 million. That's a solid number that if getting 10% a year, I would be fine.
So
10% of 3 million, I'll be able to survive off of that.
so if you had 3 million tomorrow, would you stop working?
If I had $3 million tomorrow, like it just popped up in my hand, do I gotta pay taxes on it or
No.
anything like that? Just 3
If you had
million
3 million,
straight.
yeah.
I would make plans to stop working. Yeah, for sure. Because I imagine that me ceasing my 9 to 5 would be me being able to put time and energy into the things that I created, right?
Yes.
The projects that I've created, the project that we worked on, which still generate money, but at the same time, having money in the stock market, in real estate, in assets that are going to passively grow and be that replacement income. So yeah, if someone just came to my house and was like, "Here, no strings attached. You don't got to worry about anyone calling you. No one's gonna hit you up. You don't got to pay any taxes on it. This is just yours." Yeah, man. I think that there's a lot you could do with $3 million, as long as you use it in a very smart way, right? And one thing that I always think about when this question is asked is that my skills won't go anywhere, right? I'm still gonna have the skills that I have now and the experience that I have now. So if anything does change, like the stock market just plummets 50% in a year, then I can go back and give me a job because I still got the skills. I got my degrees, I have my certifications. So my baseline is if I wanted to stop working, I can. But if I want to get back into it, like, it wasn't luck that that got me the jobs or the experience. It was grit. It was decisions. So yeah, man. To answer your initial question, I would probably chill out or at least make plans too. What about you?
And I like the answer because sometimes when people think of retirement, they just think, oh, that means do nothing. And the thing that I have the biggest pet peeve about is
Hmm.
like when I tell people I seek early retirement, He'd be like, "Well, what you gonna do?" Anything I want to do. You know what I mean?
Whatever. Like
Like,
literally, man.
and being in the education field, we have. It's a good thing that we have. We're able to experience 2 months of not having a job. So I kind of
Yeah,
already, and I don't ever think like, man, I don't have anything to do. Like that never crosses my mind. And 2 months is a long time to not be working.
it is a long time. People be needing hobbies, man. For real.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have any issue with filling my time with other things that I want to do, like go to the gym. I know right now with me being in school and also working and having a lot of other things on my plate, sometimes it's hard to get to the gym.
Yeah.
I used to be able to go to the gym 5 days a week. Over the summer, I'm in the gym 5 days a week, so I can
Mm-hmm.
work on my health. I can eat properly. Like there's a lot of things that I don't have to worry about when I'm not on someone else's time.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
And that's the freedom that we talk about a lot, right? That financial freedom. Oh wait, hold on. What's your number? We didn't get to that. What's the number for
uh,
you, bro?
so if I'm talking about just sustainability,
Yeah,
I'm thinking like 1.5.
that's real.
But I do think that I would need a bigger number to just be able to do whatever I want,
Yeah,
when I want. Especially like if I'm not going to be at my job, I have more time for travel. So I
exactly.
would be doing that frequently. So yeah, it'll probably be up there like near your number, maybe like 2.5 or 3.
That's it. Yeah. Because I mean, when you think of financial freedom, you're not thinking of just stability. Stability is the baseline. That's what you just need to take care of the things that you have to take care of: your mortgage, your rent, your utilities. Financial freedom, though, that's like, I want to go to Japan next week for like 8 days and keep working. So I'm going to go get on a flight, find me a room, but I have the money to do that. And it's not going to
Yeah,
interrupt anything.
right.
But yeah,
And not
that,
just
no,
and not just the money, you don't have the obligation to be there.
exactly.
I think that that's a lot of things. So it's not just about financial freedom, it's about location freedom. It's
Hmm.
about time freedom. It's really just about waking up and being able to do what you want to do.
Yeah. That's where your health plays a big part of it too, right? You can have all the money in the world, but if you can't walk up the steps, you know what I mean? It might be hard for you to take a trip out the country. So yeah, all of it plays a part in freedom. Your health, your finances, and really, as we always talk about too, your mindset. What do you even think is possible, right? People be like, man, I can't fill in the blank, whatever that might look like for you. And that just stops them from imagining, right? I think imagination is one of the biggest wealth builders ever, right? Anyone
It's the
can,
biggest. The
yeah,
biggest.
it's the biggest.
Innovators make the most money.
It's the biggest wealth create. Yeah, imaginators, innovators, those who can think well outside the box typically come out on top because they don't fit in a mold, right? And now with AI, with Gemini, with ChatGPT, with robotics and all this stuff coming out, you really got to upskill because I feel like AI is coming for a couple folks' jobs. So
A couple.
yeah, it was
Like
more than a
it's
couple.
insane, man. Like I had a friend, she was a marketing executive for a business, laid off. Laid off. Like
Executive
it's
is crazy.
executive, bro, laid off.
Beef. Yeah.
It's
That's
like
wild.
that's what I'm saying, man. You put all this time into a skill and no one could have seen this coming like five
Mm-mm.
years. You see what
Mm-mm.
I'm saying? Tech is supposed to be one of those fields where it's supposed to be booming. And
Job
then now you
security, right?
job security, man. Like, but when AI first came, I don't think people were thinking about it because it was so it wasn't what it is now.
No.
And then they start coming out with Sora, they start coming out with like text to video, text to imaging. Like now you got artists pissed. Like if you ever talk to an artist about AI, They are
No,
gonna go
trust
down
me.
the rabbit hole.
Trust me, I know, bruh. Trust me, I know. Cause man, I'm just like, look, that's it's just what it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about that. You feel
I mean,
me?
and they want you to stop using it. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, there is
I,
something I could do, but I'm not gonna do it. So yeah, it's more like I'm not gonna do the thing that you want me to, because I mean, it's just yeah, that's how um revolutions work, though, right?
yeah,
Like the Industrial Revolution took away so many people's jobs. And we're even just talking about inventions, right? When cars came out, all of the and I was listening to a podcast and they had talked about this, right? When cars came out, that means people stopped using horses for transportation. That means the peoples whose job it was to pick up the horses crap didn't have a job anymore because it ain't no horses,
yeah,
and it ain't, and you got, you know what I'm saying? It goes all the way down to that type of
yeah,
labor. So when you're talking about something that replaces humans thinking and essentially assisting in human imagination and skill and bringing ideas to
yes,
life,
yeah,
it's going to take a lot of, it's going to replace a lot of people. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? It's going to replace a lot of people. And I don't even think we're aware of how many roles or jobs it's going to replace. Like we can't even fathom that right now, because sometimes
It's
I'll be
still growing.
hearing, yeah, I'll be hearing like, you do what? That's your job? That's crazy. I didn't even know that was a job, but I guess somebody has to do it, right? And AI is gonna be like, yep, nah, I can do it for you. Don't worry about it. So I even think like secretaries at some point, bro,
Over
AI
with.
can,
Over with.
yeah, AI can manage your calendar. It can send you reminders. It can send out emails. Agents can automatically reply, let you know, hey, look, you got this thing, this thing, this thing. It's like, all right, all you got to do is set it up, and it's a
Right.
wrap.
As we get more and more like advanced with technology, a lot of things like what's gonna happen with banks when we go completely digital? What's gonna be the need for going to a bank?
Yeah, the brick and mortar.
The brick and mortar,
I
like
don't
a lot of
know.
banks are already all electronic, like Ally.
Yeah,
You know, there's a
they
lot
don't
of big
have brick and
banks.
mortars. Yeah,
Yeah. So
it's a lot of banks that don't have a actual space where you can go and pull money out. They just don't. They are completely online. I think it's just the older banks that have that. The Wells Fargo's, Bank of America, U.S. Bank. They just
I be seeing a
been,
Fidelity every now and then. They're not everywhere, but I do see Fidelities and Chases.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Fidelity is around. But
But I
yeah,
never had to go to one, and that's where
nah,
most of my wealth is. And I've never had to go to a Fidelity.
right. Never stepped foot in a Fidelity bank, but heavy user of Fidelity, the app and the website. So
The bank.
the bank. The bank. A heavy user of the Fidelity Bank, but never walked into a Fidelity Bank. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. So
So
I don't know. I think we saw that though with a lot of like department stores
yes.
when, well, that was a part of COVID as well, but also Amazon kind of being that we can, you can order from us and we'll deliver it to your door today in like
Yeah.
3 hours if you want it.
Yeah. You
If
can't
you
beat
want
it,
it
bro.
today, yeah, you don't have to drive anywhere. You just we'll bring it to you. Don't even trip.
And
You feel
a
me?
lot of department stores were starting to close down though. I know they
Oh
closed
yeah,
down like a bunch of Walmarts.
yeah.
They closed down Kohl's. There's a
Bed
lot of
Bath and
department stores that
Beyond.
was yeah.
Yeah, bro. There was a Kohl's up the street. I used to go there all the time to return my Amazon packages when things weren't working. And they and that Kohl's is gone, bro. Like gone,
Yeah.
gone. Just like I'm like, I didn't even think that they were doing bad. I guess it seemed like a regular amount of traffic in there every time, but you never know. You
Never
feel
know.
me? So
So keep your skills up,
yeah,
as the song said,
yeah,
man. You uh yeah, keep your
yeah.
skills up and keep investing, man. You want to be to a point where if you lose your job, you're still straight.
Exactly.
I know
That's the
that sounds
key.
crazy. I know that
That's it
sounds
though.
crazy, but it's a thing, man.
Hmm. And if you haven't checked out our 6 step process to financial freedom, the book that we literally lay the steps for you in order for you to get on your path to financial freedom, you got to check it out. All right. It's on Amazon. It goes through 6 plays. 6 plays that'll assist you with mindset, with retirement building, paying down debt, and a lot of different specifics, but important steps that can literally set you up to get your finances where you want them to be in due time. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, go ahead and search for it on Amazon. You search for my name, Sean Edwards, Cornell's name, Cornell Rowan, or just search 6 Step Process to Financial Freedom, Volume 2. Okay. And also, if you're listening, tuning in, if you like any of the information that we're giving, free game every week, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe, share with your friends. That's all we ask. If y'all can do that for us for free, we really appreciate it, as always. So,
All right, y'all.
yeah,
Peace.
man. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.